Alright, we just picked up the Mac Studio 4TB fully decked out M1 Ultra. I think it's called Ultra. And I want to talk to you about some recommendations, a couple of things to look at if you're thinking about investing in a unit like this. You ready? Let's go. Alright, so the first thing to cover is obviously the price. It's a hefty price for some, and I would say that if you are deep into music production, if you're deep into video editing, whatever it is that you're doing, it's obviously worth it. No one's questioning the integrity or the performance markers of the Mac at this point. It's just a matter of, are you really going to utilize everything that you can? Are you going to milk the cow, so to speak? And so a couple things to note before you buy is connectivity. So as I understand, there are Thunderbolt 4 ports along with 2 USB ports. There's an SD card reader, HDMI compatibility as well. But something you might want to pick up before you even buy this are some kind of dongles, adapters in order to connect some of your interfaces or what have you. So in my case, I have a Thunderbolt 2 and a Thunderbolt 3 interface. So I've got a USB-C to Thunderbolt 2 cable here, and then Thunderbolt 3, which is the same as USB-C to Thunderbolt 2 here as well, so that my interfaces can essentially connect to the Mac. So that's something to be aware of. Maybe spend 5-10 minutes thinking about how you're gonna get this thing connected to your existing system. I also picked up 2 USB-C to USB adapters just in case I needed those for connectivity. So let's go ahead and let's chop it up. Alright, so let's get this thing opened. Alright, this seems okay. Wow. Alright, there she is. And as I get this thing opened up, just a quick thank you to everybody who follows the channel, everybody who likes the video. Thank you for subscribing. Here is the Mac Studio in all its splendor. Again, as I mentioned, 4 Thunderbolts in the back, Ethernet, you've got 2 USB ports, 1 HDMI, Headphone Jack, and then in the front you've got 2 extra Thunderbolt. So that's a total of 6 Thunderbolt ports. I don't know who needs that kind of connectivity, but I think anything is possible with this unit. I was actually going to invest in the laptop earlier this year, and I'm so glad I waited, because this right here is something that I've been dreaming about for a long time. And yeah, this is pretty sweet. This is the opening enclosure. You've got your typical MacBook instructions. Let's keep this stuff organized here. Okay. Wow, this is really sleek. Really interesting design. It has a little handle right here so you can carry it. Let's bring this thing out. Extremely well built, man. Oh, it just feels like a tank. Alright, there's the adapter. Is that it? I feel like I should be getting more wires or something. No, I think that is truly it. Wow. Okay, so you get a really big box. And here's the unit right here. Before buying a computer, I think that there's a lot of things to consider. Are your interfaces compatible with the operating software? And obviously I'm speaking mostly to Mac users because that's what I use. But will your gear work with the actual unit? I have another friend who has been thinking about upgrading, but he's only got 2 or 3 good years out of his Mac, and I'm on year I think 6 or 7. So it seems that I think there's like an unwritten rule where if you want to buy a computer, you should probably wait anywhere between 5 to 8 years. That's probably a good waiting period. Technology improves greatly, and so you want to make sure that you catch it at the right time. I know this is something that I'm going to be able to use for the next at least 5 to 8, 10 years. So this is why it was worth it for me. This is going to be 4 terabytes. I chose 4 terabytes mostly because I want to house most of my plugins within this unit and not have a bunch of various external hard drives all over the place. I'm looking for simplicity at this stage in my career. I've been doing this for 9 years now, and I want to make sure that I'm having a good time and I'm not really thinking about the technical aspects of this work. So look out for more. We're going to be doing a lot more by way of just showing you what this thing does. But to close out here, the most important thing, after you understand connectivity, after you understand compatibility with your current gear, you want to make sure that you think about one thing. So at the moment, I have a bunch of different mixing gigs. I'm wrapping an album for a publisher, and the natural feeling is to want to just drop everything, obsess for 2 to 3 weeks, and just put all of my attention on getting this set up. That's actually not what I'm going to do at all. I'll be surprised if I'm up and running in the next 3 months. The goal is to set myself up every single day so that when it's time to really transition, I'm already ready to go. So one of the things that I'm going to ask you from friend to friend here is that when you choose to invest, don't transition immediately. Make sure that you're still taking care of your current setup, your current rig, do all the necessary maintenance, stay on top of your game. But when it's time to transition over, do so slowly. And another thing, for those of you that are going from the old Intel chips into the new M1, I think it's called Silicon or something, you want to make sure that you install everything anew. Don't use any migration software. I think there's some like third-party stuff that you can use from going from Intel to the M1. Do not do that. That is a terrible idea because you want to make sure that this is a fresh start for you, and all the intercommunications happening between all the various apps are just completely pristine. So make sure that you do no transfer data and you start from ground zero. So of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the studio every day, 6 days a week, depending on the day, sometimes 6 to 16 hours or more. And then I'm going to load, let's say 30 minutes or an hour's worth of plugins, and I'm checking for compatibility. Is it working? And if it doesn't, then throw it away. I'm looking for simplicity, I'm looking for efficiency, and a clean workflow. So this is Eddie Gray signing off. If you like the video, go ahead and give me a like. It will greatly support what we're doing on this channel. Thank you so much for the like. I'm going to see you guys later. Stay tuned for more content on the Mac Studio. Let's go.